What's up everybody, this is Vando, and you're watching Deadlock School, a channel dedicated to helping you master the game of Deadlock. In this video, I'm going to review an Abrams solo laning against a Dynamo. Abrams gets off to a pretty bad start, but I'll show you how he uses some fundamental concepts to turn his lane around and take over the game. I want to start out by taking a look at how Abrams is playing up close to his troopers. This is a fundamental concept that's going to help you take a sole lead over your opponent in all of your games. Playing up close does two things for you. Number one, it gives you a better chance to secure and deny souls. Bullets have a travel velocity in Deadlock. That means being physically closer to the soul orb gives you a better chance to secure or deny. And number two, you can melee down a trooper to confirm the full soul amount. The Abrams is using his melee wherever he can, which blocks the Dynamo from even having a chance to deny any souls. The next thing I want to look at are Abrams' skill choices. Abrams is going to open with Siphon Life. Decisions like this can make or break your lane, and you'll want to use your hero experience to make the right choice. Okay, so now the question is, why did he take Siphon Life over Resilience? Most Dynamos like to play up close and pressure with their kinetic pulse, and in this scenario, it's likely that Abrams and Dynamo are going to be fighting under the bridge and trading with each other quite a bit. Resilience could be a good first skill in a duo lane, for example, if you're fighting against ranged poking heroes and the extra regen could help keep you in lane. But it makes more sense in this case to open with Siphon Life into Shoulder Charge, so that Abrams doesn't get bullied out of the lane. Now Abrams is over 500 souls, so he's going to clean up any troopers left in his lane and head back to the shop for his first item. Abrams is going to take Ammo Scavenger, which is going to boost his ammo capacity and health. It's going to add bullets to his clip every time he gets a last hit, and it's also going to buff his Siphon Life with a pretty substantial spirit boost. Abrams is using all the information that he's gathered so far to make this decision. The Dynamo has shown that he's not very good at confirming last hits, so Abrams knows he's going to be able to constantly proc Ammo Scavenger and get a lot of value out of this item. At this point, Abrams and Dynamo are going to have their first significant trade. Unfortunately for Abrams, he misses the shoulder charge and he gets chunked. On the plus side, if you look at the soul count, you can see that Abrams is hovering about 200 to 300 souls above the Dynamo. Abrams is going to stick to his game plan by playing close and looking for denies, but this is where he makes a pretty critical mistake. You can see that he has an extra skill point that he can put into Resilience, but he doesn't do it in time and he keeps taking heavy damage. A couple of seconds later, the Dynamo sees a moment of opportunity and jumps on him with a kinetic pulse and gets the kill. Lucky for Abrams though, Dynamo was so low that the troopers finish him off and he gets the assist anyways. Before he gets back into lane, Abrams is going to buy Close Quarters, Extra Stamina, and Melee Lifesteal. All three of these items lean into Abrams' game plan of playing in the lane up close and looking for melees to kill troopers. Now he's got a lot more damage in his punches, more life and sustain, and he can be more agile with an extra stamina point. He's going to be much stronger fighting the Dynamo up close, who's already shown that he wants to use his kinetic pulse to engage. After some back and forth, the Dynamo lands another kinetic pulse and Abrams makes another costly mistake. He's too far up in lane, and instead of immediately pulling back, he tries to dash onto the Dynamo. Dynamo rolls back, pops a quantum entanglement, and easily cleans up the Abrams. At this point, Abrams is 0-2 and it looks pretty bad for his lane. But look at the soul count. Even after dying, Abrams is still up 300-ish souls. I want to take a moment here and stress that even if you die a couple times, it doesn't mean that your lane is lost. This is just where you need to focus and rely on your fundamentals. Dying in lane definitely sucks, but what really matters here is the soul count. The Abrams may have died a couple times, but he's been so good about securing and denying souls that he's still got a small lead over the Dynamo. For the next couple minutes, he's just going to double down on trying to secure every soul that he can. He's going to keep playing up close to his troopers, and Dynamo has to respect him by playing back. Dynamo can't really play forward because Abrams is too scary under the bridge, and he has to play back and look for Abrams to make another mistake. This is a good example of how the Abrams player is using his itemizing fundamentals to his advantage. He's so threatening that the Dynamo player can't really get close, and he's going to use that advantage to start pulling away in souls. Fast forward a couple minutes, and the Abrams has a pretty comfortable 500 soul lead. He's going to hit the shop to buy Life Strike, and this is going to give him a pretty significant power spike, so now he's going to be looking to pick a fight with the Dynamo. Dynamo makes a mistake, and this is where Abrams capitalizes on it and turns the lane around. Abrams is going to demonstrate a crucial laning fundamental by taking advantage of the Dynamo's cooldown. Dynamo goes for another kinetic pulse, but he misses and the Abram immediately jumps on top of him. He's going to use his item power spike along with the fact that Dynamo's on cooldown to take a huge chunk out of his life bar. Now that Abrams has the advantage, he's going to press it by staying deep in the lane. Dynamo makes another mistake by disrespecting the Abrams power spike. He goes in for another kinetic pulse into a forward quantum entanglement. It worked out for him last time that Abrams was under tower, and he got a kill, so it makes sense that he would try it again. The problem is, Abrams just hits too hard now, and he pins the Dynamo against the wall with a shoulder charge and finishes him off with a charge punch. When Dynamo gets back to the lane, Abrams is going to catch him again. He tries to rush in with another shoulder charge, which baits out the quantum entanglement. Now that Dynamo's on cooldown, the Abrams knows he can land a huge seismic slam for a big chunk of health. It's time to put the final nail in the coffin. Abrams is going to head back to the shop to pick up Frenzy for an enormous power spike. After he finishes buying, he's going to do something called shoving and connecting. If you've ever played Dota before, you might be familiar with this concept. Essentially what Abrams is going to do is shove his lane up to the walker, and then he's going to rotate to his side lane for a pick. This is where Abrams takes total control of this game. He's going to rotate to the blue lane for a huge seismic slam on the Mirage, followed by a charge punch for the kill. Then he's going to shove and connect again. He's going to push the lane up to the walker and rotate over to green for another pick where he catches a Lady Geist that's pushed way too deep. He's going to pin her inside the veil with a shoulder charge, and then he's going to finish her off with a couple melees. This is going to put Abrams' team way ahead. They'll push their advantage by taking down a couple Guardians and Walkers, and it just snowballs from there. They end up running away with the game, and Abrams finishes 12-4. So this game was a good example of how you can still win your lane even when you get a bad start. All you gotta do is stick to the fundamentals. Get as many souls as you can while focusing on denies, take advantage of your opponent while their skills are on cooldown, and utilize your item power spikes correctly to swing the lane back in your favor. That's it for this one. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more educational Deadlock content. Thanks for watching.